Hey guys, Bob on top of my 2020 Electra Glide. Just out for a little early morning ride. Comfortable day. I guess it was, I don't know, maybe 58, 59 degrees when I headed out. Got a lot of friends out there that would really enjoy a 58, 59 degree morning. I watched the weather out west. They already got some pretty good snow, Sturgis. It just seems awful early to me. But then maybe I've been in the south so long that, who knows. But, just a good day to be up, be out, enjoying my ride. I don't know if I've ever reviewed Black Betty. I went through 3 motorcycles, one to see if I wanted to get back out and ride. Then I bought a new 2019 Softail Slim. Took it down to Florida a couple times, took it over to the East Coast. Really enjoyed it. Still a little small. I mean, I'm 6'2", 6'3", I don't know. And, but ran good, handled good. I'm not one that does real short rides, so, I wanted cruise control. And I had bought Harley luggage, which worked out fine. And I'd put a Harley hammock seat on it, which was just super comfortable, good grief. Enjoyed the heck out of that. I mean, was it worth $800? If it makes you enjoy the bike more, yeah. But anyway, I had gone into my local Harley dealer, and my salesman met me at the door. I had picked up some stuff to detail the Softail Slim, and I'd been looking at these Electra Glide standards. Standard being it had a solo seat, no radio, entry-level touring class motorcycle, 107. But it had hard bags. So I'd watched a couple of reviews, and it seemed like it pretty much what I was looking for. I figured, shoot, between the hard saddlebags and the luggage I had bought, I could put a bar on the back. I'd be all set up. So as I was coming out, Jeremy said, you doing any more trips? And I said, yeah, I always do. It seems like almost every weekend I'm off somewhere. And he kind of just acknowledged it, and I said, but, I've seen this 2020 Electra Glide. It kind of interests me. I said, the good thing is, I can add what I want, don't have to add what I don't want, don't pay for stuff I don't want. And, I said, I really think it's a nice looking ride. And he said, turn around. Turned around, and there it was. Didn't have to trouble my mind to make up what color I wanted. Comes in black. It just seemed like the perfect fit. You know, everybody, I don't care if you buy a CVO, it seems like people are adding something they want to make it their own bike and everything. I figured just do it that way. So he says, you want to sit on it? And I said, no. He said, want to take it for a ride? I said, no. I said, why don't you see what kind of numbers you can work? And, you know, the sales game, of course, he came out with something. I said, no, I just can't do that. I said, I'll just see y'all later. I had my truck. I didn't ride the Slim over there. And, I was walking out to my truck, and here he comes running out with a paper. I said, oh, here we go again, right? So he had put the numbers together. He knew where my mind was and everything. I mean, there's no haggling. I mean, I just know what I would want to pay. So, I said, all right, let's do this. I said, but I'll go home and get the Slim. He said, don't worry about that. We'll either pick it up or you can bring it in or whatever. So anyway, when I signed the papers on it, I came out, and they always play music. Have this, they shut the lights off, induce smoke, and flashing colored lights. And one of the things they ask you when you're in paying for it, what song do you want? I couldn't think of anything, shoot. So I go walking out, and I'm despite having to deal with the public all the time, which I do, I'm kind of an introvert, I suppose. And, you know, I'm not into much fanfare and everything like that, but, you know, they get a good bang out of it, so. The only song I could think, since I had bought the Slim 3 months before, was a Willie Nelson song, On the Road Again. So I don't know where they dig this music up, but they had it right there. And so I go walking down the aisle, and they got all the lights on the motorcycle, on the cycles, on the new ones that you walk by, and they got this big old gong. And they give you oversized drumstick, like for a bass drum. And so I hit it. And then all the dealership personnel are standing by the new motorcycles, and they honk the horns. And then they line up and come and shake your hand and everything. And you know, it's big fanfare stuff, I guess. But anyway, it was what it was, and I told him, I said, I'll just drive home in the truck and get the Softail Slim, which I never named, by the way. And they tried to talk me into just taking the bike. I said, no, I'll come back and get it. So I did, and came back, got Slim, and, you know, there's a little difference between a hydraulic clutch and a cable clutch. They said, you know, maybe take some getting used to it. And I don't know. I worked like a champ from the get-go. So I rode the new bike home. Had the solo seat on and everything. It was pretty comfortable, but, you know, I wanted it to be a big boy. So I ordered the tour pack, and, you know, these 3-pouch windshield containers, and shoot, I try windshields all kind. I got, it came with the low profile, tinted, maybe a 4-inch shoot. I don't know, but I was as tall as I am. That wasn't going to get it because, as cool as it looked, I'm old. I wasn't into wind buffeting and all the other stuff, so I had ordered a Memphis Shades flare. Went from clear on the top, faded to pretty dark on the bottom. Now we're good. Worked real good, but then I can't leave well enough alone. So I bought this 10-inch from Harley. And the thing I like, there's no distortion in it whatsoever. If I'm riding up to the mountains in Tazewell, I just like to see all the way down. It's just me. But I switch back and forth. Anyway, the 107, shoot, it's plenty strong for me. I'm not out to set a land speed record. I'm out to enjoy my ride. It handles good. It's smooth. I know. HDR, now Bodine 52. Went over to Shark Nose. I liked the frame mount fairing when I had my Goldwing, and I had a Yamaha Venture Royale. I think it was a 2020. No, it was not. Shoot, I can't remember what year it was. No, 2000. It was the Millennial Edition. And I liked it fine. I never used the bikes I had. I had a Goldwing, and, shoot, I never used them the way they should be used. I'd ride. I wouldn't ride enough. Then I like the black color because it's just Harley. I put the custom dynamics front lights on turn signal lights, which good grief, you see those well before you see the headlight. I'll probably change the headlight out, but with the tour pack and everything, Lord, go to Tazewell when we up there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I had enough room for everything I needed. I don't require too much. I was comfortable. Great ride. I went with Tennessee Wingman. He's a great fellow. I'll tell you what, go look up his channel. He's back rolling and everything. He's got a beautiful Goldwing. We rode up together, and I was as comfortable as could be. But ride's good. I'm just happy with it. I don't plan on doing any engine mods or anything. It's just, I'm comfortable with whatever. I've had no problem out pulling a cage. But I've enjoyed the trips I take on it. And, it's kind of an amazing thing. I determined on this trip more so than anything that it's not really on the motorcycle so much the destination, which the destination's fine. I don't want to go to park my tail in the ghetto or anything, but On a motorcycle, the trip is about as much fun as anything. And even like Sturgis, you know, Wind Road Therapy, it's got some gorgeous videos of going through the South Dakota, Black Hills, all that good stuff. And, you know, again, it's destination, but you wouldn't see it if you just drove a car there and just got out. This is just such a cool way of traveling. I don't care how old you get. I mean, shoot. But, you know, go check out Wind Road Therapy's channel. She's always got good rides. She got a top 10 personality. Robin the Lady Biker, that's as informative as you'll ever get. It's got me wanting to get out west. Her in boots and jeans. I mean, good grief. And, you know, like I say, I like my Electra Glide. I didn't need a stereo. At some point, I might decide I want to put it in. Well, guess what? I can do it. You know, I holy cow, even on a multi-day trip, I just look around. Maybe music could change my mood, but I got a pretty good mood, pretty good attitude. But, you know, I'm looking on getting her out further and further and doing more. I certainly got a comfort level. I don't know, I've been watching, I put on a tall boy seat, moved me back a little bit. And it's, shoot, I don't have a backrest or anything, and I've been fine, you know, running 450 miles. You know, that's about it before I start moving around and rearranging myself. Bodine swears by the Mustang seat, and I've considered it, but I'd probably have to ride one to see if I need it. I mean, I'm sure it's comfortable. Costs a little more than the hammock seat. The construction looks like it's a great made to last. But again, like I said, I don't know if I need it. Shoot, I'm pretty comfortable. But anyway, that's Black Betty. Haven't gone crazy on it. And I know HDR Harley Day Rider wants me to put a different exhaust on it. You know, I kind of get a little tickled. I had a bicyclist pull up alongside of me the other day, and he was riding through Augusta, some big group. It pulls up alongside of me. Of course, I look over. We exchange pleasantries. He said, I didn't believe that was a Harley. He said, I've never heard a Harley that quiet. And I'm like, it's an old man's Harley. But anyway, it doesn't bother me. I don't care to make a lot of noise. I know it's running. I can feel it. I can see it. I can see the miles going on this odometer. So it's, you know, golly. Even, Tennessee Wingman, he pulled alongside of me, and with that Goldwing of his, I didn't even know he was alongside of me. Didn't know he was alongside of me. I wouldn't mind that either. I mean, I'm not brand married. do have to say, I think I've owned all the popular metrics. And again, I probably didn't use them like I should have. But that's neither here nor there. I just really like my Harley. And that's just me. So I'll tell you where I started on motorcycles. I started on a Suzuki 125 dirt bike. Riding trails. Getting dirty. I didn't do any big racing. We raced friends who had like bikes and everything. Then I started getting friends that were on the road and a little 125 Suzuki and staying up with them. Of course, they couldn't go off-road ride with me, but I graduated from that to a Honda 750. This is way back in the day. Holy cow. I don't even remember what year it was. Anyway, that was fine and dandy. Now I can stay up with the people on the road, kind of. Then way back, Kawasaki started coming out with 3-cylinder, 2-stroke street bikes, just quicker than snake. And so I bought a Kawasaki 350, 3-cylinder, 2-stroke. I think it was a 350. That was absolutely dangerous. The only time it had a place under the seat for 3 new spark plugs, just about had to change them every time I rode the thing. I had a lady, I was sitting to turn left in turn left lane, and she came across all of the other 2 lanes of traffic, hit me from behind. Sent me airborne. That wasn't too much fun. There wasn't enough bike to absorb too much of the hit. So I owned a business at the time. I had a wrecker. Went out. I had just bought that bike. Just bought it. Hooked the bike to the wrecker. Drove straight over to the Kawasaki dealership. Traded for a Kawasaki 3-cylinder, 2-stroke 750, which at the time, if I remember right, it was before they came out with the 900. It was the fastest production vehicle made. And holy crap, I was young and dumb. I could remember people that we'd take off, and they said the next thing they do, my front wheel was about 2 feet in the air, my eyes were closed, I was leaning over the fork trying to get it to come back down. But I guess I had to prove a point. I didn't let off. And again, got 3 holes under the seat for 3 spark plugs. I changed spark plugs more than I changed underwear. And yeah, that was fine and dandy, whatever. Anyway, ended up, I had bought a business, and I kind of figured that I maybe needed to concentrate on the business more. So I just stayed stable with it and everything, and oh Lord, I can't remember. Sold the business, went to work for a company. Guy named Robert Sikorsky. I was service manager. Anyway, he was traveling cross country, pulling a plug wire off his car. doing what's called the auto repair ripoff scandal in America for Reader's Digest. So, anyway, he stopped into the shop I ran relatively late in the day, and I got him in. Of course, I could see he had a plug wire off his car. That was a no-brainer. So I pulled it in the shop, noticed him walking around. We had a rather large shop. Normally I wouldn't let customers around in there, but, nice guy. Said he was traveling. So I just put the plug wire back on. It was tight. Checked everything for him, checked his fluids, told him to have a safe trip, no charge by see ya. Well, I didn't know that many people read Reader's Digest. The volume in our shop quadrupled. I don't know how many stops. I think it was 200 plus. I was in the back of the article as the one that went out of their way to help. And the volume in our shop quadrupled. Which, just for doing what I did every day. But, it was kind of neat. I ended up with my own radio show just right outside of Chicago for a while. I guess I was like the Shell Answer Man. I don't know. That took away from what I was doing running the shop, so I wasn't too hot on that. Besides, remember, I said I was an introvert. But, anyway, I became a hard guy to work for because if you're going to rip off a customer, you'd rip off warranty, you'd rip off everybody. I just you don't need that. But anyway, one of my bonuses, end of the year bonuses, because, excuse me, the shop was doing rather well, was Gold Wing. Excuse me, good grief. And I rode that. It is an older Gold Wing, I think. Good grief, it was 1100. I rode that around and enjoyed it. Once again, I never did it like I should do it. But I kept that for a goodly amount of time. Moved down to Florida. As we were getting ready to move, I was looking around at what was down there, and I saw a whole bunch of tourists run into a whole bunch of motorcycles over and over, and I thought, well, I don't need that. So I sold the Gold Wing, and moved down to Florida. Well, the itch got me. So, down there you ride all year long, and I went out looking for bikes, and I bought a new Yamaha Yamaha, gosh, I can't remember the model, anyway, 1100, and it was fun. It was a cruiser type, in the Star line, I believe, and, kept that for, good grief, I don't know. I never had to put tires on it. And went over to the dealer, maybe it was for a service or something like that, but they had that Yamaha Venture Royale, and it was, seemed to have my name all over it, so I bought it. And again, never rode it, I lived out in Florida, I rode it quite a bit, never rode it enough, never did enough trips on it, never left Florida with it. But, anyway, when, I found it sitting too much, not being used. I just sold it. So that was the start of my 18-year sabbatical without a motorcycle. And that won't happen again. Anyway, sorry, I was just, good grief, ended up dragging this out more than I should have. I apologize for that, but everybody, the comments down below, let me know how you got started. I'm just, interested in, what brought you to where you are now. I mean, I don't care if you ride a Goldwing, if you ride a moped. It's two wheels, we're all out doing the same thing. So let me know. Y'all take care and know that I care.